Happy 4th of July weekend, everybody. I hope you're doing well. So I was planning on recording a brand new video for today, but then I realized this would be the perfect weekend to revisit a conversation we had in January 2025 with the Founding Fathers. So the community submitted questions back then. This is January 2025, so this is very shortly after the election. All right. Actually, I think it was right after the inauguration. So you'll hear me in the beginning talking about how chaotic things are and stuff like that. So we asked questions, you guys asked questions of the Founding Fathers. I talked to them directly. And you asked questions about the Constitution, the Second Amendment, women, slavery, religion, and what they think about America today. Now, at this time, I wasn't talking to the lead team. I was actually just talking to my spirit team because we hadn't discovered the lead team yet at this time. So, but I do talk directly to the Founding Fathers. So, before you click away and think, oh, I don't need to listen to something that was recorded in January 2025, I would like to challenge us as a community to hear what they had to say then. And then let's see if you have any questions about, like just what's the perspective now that you have now in July 2026 from what they told us in January 2025. Okay. So after you're done listening, I actually do have a part 2 of your more questions that we'll be playing tomorrow night. And then at the end, I will go and look to see if you guys have questions about today that we want to clarify or double check with the Founding Fathers and see if there's a part 3 that we can do that would be updated and current. Okay, so have a listen. Happy 4th of July weekend. Happy 250th to our Constitution. Remember, it is a happy 250th to our Constitution, not to any one president, it is to we the people. So just keep that in mind as we celebrate this weekend and be safe. Okay, take care. And yeah, I can't wait for you to hear what the Founding Fathers had to say. I enjoyed listening to it. Hey, you guys, Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides. I hope you're doing well tonight. I know it's a very, very challenging time for a lot of people, and we are going to just keep moving one step in front of the other, trying to stay as neutral and centered as possible. When we get off center, we're going to keep working to get back to center. Okay, so hopefully some of the things that we talk about here, even though I have to say is even hard for me to be like, why would we focus on the Founding Fathers when there's so much stuff going on, right? And so it's this balance of where do we want to keep putting our energy? Where do we want to keep putting our energy? So I'm going to do my best to keep bringing ideas and facilitating conversations to keep us as centered as possible, even though there's so much chaos going on right now. So I feel like I have to acknowledge it because it's really hard to be talking about other things besides that stuff. But I also know there's a lot of us who want to focus on the good things that are going on, while paying attention to things where we can be useful. Okay, so it's like paying attention enough so that you can be useful for things when you need to and be active or however you want to do that in the world, but also keeping your center is really, really important. So hopefully this will bring a little light to your evening. We asked you guys a while ago, actually, for questions for the Founding Fathers. And I'm going to use the dowsing rods, and we're going to ask my SGs. We'll we'll ask the Founding Fathers. Might as well do that. I hadn't thought about doing that until just now. But we'll ask the Founding Fathers to come in and answer the question for us. Why don't we do that? So we have a few follow-up questions from the Martin Luther King session and Jimmy Carter sessions. So if you haven't seen those, I will link them at the end. So I'll put Martin Luther King here and Jimmy Carter. So I think we did a couple with Jimmy Carter actually. So like a part 1 and a part 2. So if you haven't seen those are really great. And so I have a couple follow-ups to those, and then we have about 20 questions. Okay. All right, so let's get started. If you're new here, welcome. Again, my name is Karen, and we do have a Start Here playlist on the channel, which might be better for you to start with so you understand what's going on, because I don't go into too much detail at the beginning of all the videos anymore, okay? So I have a little prayer. I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides and guardians, and ask Archangel Michael to please protect this channel so it's only of the light. Amen. Okay. I just want you to be able to see the tips there. Okay. All right. So, see, I kind of have to hold them down like this, you guys, so that they can move easily. Otherwise, it's hard for them to shift. Okay. Hi, you guys. I don't know if I've talked to them today yet. How you doing? Good. Awesome. Okay, you see on the screen here it says yes, and on that side it says no. So those are the answers, okay? Okay. All right, so let's start with a few wrap-up questions for Martin Luther King Jr. and President Jimmy Carter, okay? So with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., we're just going to follow up about this because we had asked if Martin Luther King Jr. was reincarnated as Stacey Abrams. So if you're not sure who Stacey Abrams is, you can look that up. But so can you guys confirm for me, yes or no, that Martin Luther King Jr. is in fact reincarnated as Stacey Abrams? Okay, so you can. Okay, so see how, okay, so for those of you who are learning how to do this, the way I asked that was maybe a little misleading because my first question was, can you answer this? Right? And they said yes. Okay. So it's a matter of catching yourself on stuff like that. Sometimes I don't catch myself and you guys do. So, okay. So now they're like, yes, we can answer that. All right. So is Martin Luther King Jr. reincarnated as Stacey Abrams? As Stacey Abrams, who helped basically save the election in 2020 in Georgia. That's Stacey Abrams. Oh, wow. Okay, so just confirming. Okay, so since you said yes, is Stacey Abrams aware of this, like her human self? No. Okay, so she's not. I know that somebody in the community said that they actually wrote to her and told her, which is awesome. Will Stacey receive that message? Oh, she will? Cool. Will she believe it? No, she won't believe it. Okay. Oh, so much fun. All right. Number 2, will Stacey Abrams ever run for president? Do you see her? Oh, really? Oh, they're saying no. Okay. Is it not in her soul contract to run for president? It's not. Okay, let me ask it. Is it in Stacey Abrams' soul contract to run for president? It's not. Okay. All right. Doesn't mean it won't happen still. It just, the current energy is saying no. So, all right. So Jimmy Carter, after you were given information about ETs, okay, so apparently Jimmy Carter was given information about ETs. Did you have the opportunity to see a craft or ETs, like a spaceship? Oh, wow. Okay. So I wasn't asking Jimmy specifically. So are you guys able to answer on his behalf, or is Jimmy answering that himself? Okay. So let me ask that. Once I said his name, was his spirit immediately called here? Oh, okay, yes. So is it really that easy? Okay, all right. Because spirits can do many things at one time, is that correct? Yes. Okay. So part of his spirit was addressed here, and part of it might be doing something else. Is that correct? Okay. So when we want to talk, like to the founding fathers tonight, do we need to call them in specifically? Oh, we don't. Okay. Well, I still will just for fun. So, okay. So Jimmy, so you were, Jimmy. I just love it. We don't call any other president like that. Jimmy. Okay, so you did actually see, did you see a spacecraft? Oh, you did. Did you see ETs? So basically other spiritual beings having a different experience, like a galaxy experience? Yes? Okay. If yes, was it in Washington, D.C. that you saw it? No. Was it in Area 51? Wow, yes. Once we pass over, you guys, there's lots. So when we pass over, when we pass across the veil or whatever, um, will we be able to just see stuff like that? Like we could go see what Area 51's all about? Okay, that's interesting. As souls, do we want to do that once we pass over? Oh, we do. So we still stay curious about it, like, because we were curious as humans? Yes. Okay. Interesting. All right. A few more for Jimmy here. Mr. Carter. Was the John Lennon song Imagine not played at your funeral due to the line, Imagine there is no heaven? Is that why they didn't play it? Okay, they're not answering. Were they supposed to play it? I guess I don't know the background about that, so I can't really ask. Were they supposed to play the song Imagine? Oh, they were? Okay. So Jimmy's saying they were supposed to play it. And was it a copyright issue or something? No. So was it because did someone in the family stop it from being played? Oh, they did. Yes. Was it because of that line, Imagine there is no heaven? No. Okay. The follow-up question was, if yes, have you met John Lennon in heaven? We could still ask that anyways. Yes. And joyfully had a good laugh together? See, I don't know the background of this story, so okay. Well, there you go. Yes. All right. Okay, so we're moving on to questions for the founding fathers. So I'd like to, even though apparently we don't have to specifically say it, I'm going to anyways. So I'd like to invite all the founding fathers of the United States of America who wrote the Declaration of Independence in 1776, and the framers of the U.S. Constitution, written in 1787 and ratified in 1788. Did you learn all that history I just said? Thanks, Marcia. Okay, so can we please call in all of the founding fathers? Okay, so they're like, yes. Okay. Have you been waiting to talk to us? Sure you have. Yes, they have. You guys must be busy. Okay. All right. Question number 3. Did the Iroquois Confederacy, I might not be pronouncing that right, but they know what I'm talking about, put the grandmothers in charge of making the final decisions? Oh, yes. If yes, did the model ideas of our government from the Iroquois Confederacy, did you model ideas for our government from this confederacy? I don't know anything about that. Okay, so they're saying yes. If yes, excuse me for not pronouncing this correctly, I'm sure I'm not. When the Iroquois came back to check on you in the 1840s, did they ask, where are your women? Oh, Yeah, where are your women, huh? It's a very small, they're kind of, it's probably because of the way I'm sitting, but so did they ask, where are your women? Yeah, well, what the heck? Where were your women? So the answer is yes. Okay. Okay, number 4. Where, so the reason we're on number 4, we started question number 3 for the founding fathers. So we had those other questions. So that's why it might sound a little. All right, number 4. Were women purposefully excluded from participating in a balanced way when you created the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution? Yes. Well, why? Number 5. Did most of the founding fathers believe women should not have rights? Wow. Yes. Well, that's why. We just answered it. Wow, interesting. So it's kind of interesting with, there's people who say they're, I think, originalists. So, that's where they're getting that from, possibly. Is that where the originalists are getting that from now? Yes. Well, thanks so much for. Were you, I'm trying to think like, in terms of spirituality, was it in your soul contracts to leave women out, like leave women out like that? Oh, it was not. Okay. So that was your humanness that left women out? Yes. Okay. So when you crossed over, when you died, were you surprised that you did that? Yes. Okay. So did you realize once you crossed over that you would make it much harder for women in the United States? Yes. Okay. Have you been trying to rectify that in spirit form? Or even, yes, and even reincarnating to help with that? Yes. Okay. When you reincarnate, though, because now you go through amnesia again, correct? Okay. So when you've reincarnated, were you able to make any helpful changes? Okay, good. Yes. All right, number 6. Do you believe the qualification to becoming president in today's world needs to be changed? Yes. 7. Has the right to bear arms been twisted from your original intentions? Yes. Very similar to the Bible, probably. Kind of similar to the Bible, how the Bible got twisted. Yes. Okay. Number 8. Do you agree with the government's current interpretation of the Second Amendment? No. Number 9. Has the current interpretation of the right to bear arms given rise to school shootings? Yes. Boy, we should do a session with the Columbine. I'm going to write that down. I think that would be interesting to actually talk to the Columbine guys, the 2 kids that did Columbine, which is really kind of the start of that whole thing. That was like the first school shooting where we were like, are you kidding me? Like, if you were old enough to be, if you remember that, like that was like, I mean, unheard of, Okay, so, but it'd be interesting to call them in and see what they think about that. Okay. So let me ask that again. Has the current interpretation of the right to bear arms given rise to school shootings? Yes. If yes, have you spoken with the souls of the children murdered in school shootings? Oh, you have? Okay. Are you all working together to try to bring some peace in that area? Yes. Are you able to work together and do that? If we haven't, has anybody prayed for help, for your help on that? Oh, they have. Okay. Because we do need to ask, correct? In order for you to help? Yes. Okay. So just keep that in mind, you guys. Just a little reminder. Depends on what your area of interest, just you who's watching, what you're interested in. This would be a good area to do a little praying to the angels about. 10. Did the founders intend for America to be a Christian nation? That's a good question. No. Would you actually tell me yes if it? Okay. So no. Okay. You intended, they're really swinging on that. You intended it to be open to all religions? Yes. Okay, well, that's good. It's interesting that they would do that, but then leave women out, which is kind of interesting. Number 11, is the mess the country is currently going through right now with F-45, is it due to Ronald Reagan's presidency? Ah, okay. Yes. Is that where the start of the Heritage Foundation kind of started taking its slow, yes, kind of underground movement towards things? Yes. Boy, did they sure has they were very patient, weren't they? But they were, slowly making their way. Number 12, is the New World Order happening right now? If you know what the New World Order means, I guess. No. Okay. Are the leaders? Okay. So I'll just ask these follow-up questions anyway. So are the current leaders of the United States, are they ethical? No. Okay. Is most of the things that they're doing driven by power and money? Yes. Are most of the things they're doing driven by the wish to serve? No. Okay. So our what we see is actually true, right? So our gut instincts, basically, even though it's pretty obvious, but it's not obvious to everybody. It just depends on what people are listening to. Do we know who they are? Okay. Let me go back to this because I'm not really sure what the New World Order is. So is the New World Order happening now? No. Okay, and the two questions were, if yes, are the leaders ethical? But I don't know if the question, are the leaders ethical of the New World Order, the same as asking what I did about F-45. So, okay, number 13. Do the founding fathers, do you who owned slaves regret it now? Yes. Was it part of your soul contract to actually own slaves? No. Was it as part of the African Americans who came to Earth or the souls who came to Earth as African Americans during that time who were taken into slavery? Was that a part of their soul contract to be taken into slavery? No. Okay. Was it a part of their soul contract to experience something like bondage, like entrapment? Oh, okay. So that's what I'm understanding. The more we ask questions about soul contract, is that that's not like necessarily specific incidences or, but it's more like an experience of sadness, an experience of joy, an experience of being trapped, that kind of stuff. And to what degree, I would suppose. Okay, so it just happened to be that the experience turned into slavery. Is that correct? Okay. Is that because of the free will choice of you as founding fathers? Yes. Okay. Number 14, if the Civil War had not occurred, do you guys still think, do you think slavery would still exist in the U.S. today? Oh, wow. Wow. Yes. We should do Abraham Lincoln, you guys. Number 15, was the United States of America bankrupted and dissolved in 2019? No. Okay. All right. Number 16. Did F-45, felon 45, did F-45 winning the presidency in November 2024 prevent another civil war in the United States? Yes. Isn't it interesting, you guys, that if it's like, why? Because which side then would start? So what does that say? You know what I mean? Which side would start the Civil War? Well, it certainly isn't the blue side. Same, I mean, I suppose same back then. We just wanted people to be free, Just interesting, isn't it? All right, so there is a little story to this next question. This person says, I am a descendant of many revolutionary patriots. Am I a descendant of Colonel Massachusetts Governor Warren? Okay, so yes. Do you know who's answering this question? Okay, they know who's answering this question. So apparently, yes. Colonial. Oh, I said Colonel. Colonial Massachusetts Governor Warren. Okay, yes. Was he killed in the Battle of Breeds Hill? Yes, apparently he was. Was he? Do you know or not? Okay, 18. Have any founding fathers, have any of you returned today to help the United States move towards the vision that you had back then? Yes. So some of you currently on Earth right now? Yes. Are any of you, is Bernie Sanders one of the founding fathers? Yes. Is Barack Obama? Ah, interesting. Yes. Is Kamala Harris? Ah, yes. Okay, that's interesting. Interesting. I love that. Okay, last question. And then if you guys have more questions, leave them and we'll do a part 2. Okay. Is F-45, is he Benedict Arnold reincarnated? What? That seems a little too convenient. Okay, they're saying yes. So you're saying that Donald Trump, his spirit, his soul was also Benedict Arnold? Well, now he hasn't learned much, has he? So he was a treasonous then, right? And he is now again. Would you consider what he is doing as an act of treason against the United States? Yes. Okay. All right. Are you helping to resolve that? Yes. Do you think it will be resolved? Yes. Do you think it'll be resolved in 2025? Yes. Okay, we'll see. All right, you guys, let me know if you have any other questions. You can just put them in this video and we'll do a part 2 as soon as possible, as soon as we have, another 15, 20 questions. Okay. All right. Have a good one. I hope this was fun for you and it took your mind off some things for a while. All right. Take care.